Ninja, The Invisible Assassins by Andrew Adams. Published 1970. This copy is a paperback edition from 1973. It's for Chico. Skipping to the foreword. Forward. Ninjutsu has been variously described as the art of sneaking in, the art of stealth, and even the art of invisibility. Actually, none of these definitions really begins to encompass its fantastic boundaries. Simply put, ninja were the cloak and dagger artists of Japan's feudal era, from the late 13th century to the early 17th century. Like the Spectre agents glamorized in the James Bond spy thrillers, ninja involved themselves in everything from espionage, extortion, and sabotage to arson, abduction, and assassination. They flourished in a period marked by constant upheaval, when rival warlords fought against each other in a ceaseless struggle for power. Although the ninja offered their services to contesting lords, the larger Iga and the Koga ninja networks were powers in their own right, dominating the two provinces, now Mie and Shiga prefectures, respectively, in which they were situated. Here, their schools and networks were set up within their own spheres of influence centered around mighty citadels. Nearly 2,000 years earlier, on the opposite side of the world, another power center anticipated much of the rigorous ways followed by these ninja strongholds. Although there is no known connection between the two, Japanese youths were trained within the Iga and Koga ninja networks, much as the Greek youths were drilled in the ancient city-state of Sparta. Both were run like armed camps, with Sparta producing only soldiers and the Iga Koga networks turning out only espionage agents. Spartans were forbidden to engage in trade, and the introduction of cumbersome iron money was aimed at discouraging their entry into business. In the same way, Iga and Koga youths were born ninja and died ninja. There was no other way of life open to them. Both Spartans and ninja were thus able to devote their entire time to physical and military or espionage training. Ninja power centers, however, were not so ruthless as the Spartan city-state, which got rid of its unhealthy young by exposing them to the elements on a mountain, although some Japanese communities did the same thing to their infirm elders. At the age of 7, the Spartans started undergoing training by the state, which consisted almost exclusively of physical exercise and military drill. There was no set time for beginning this training of ninja children. It started almost as soon as they were able to walk and talk. The young Spartan joined a mess group of 15 boys at the age of 20 and was judged to be a mature man at 30. Most Iga and Koga youths, however, were considered full-fledged ninja when they were still in their teens. Spartans could marry, but only by stealth could they visit their wives. So, too, with the ninja, some of whom maintained two separate households, each with its own wife and family. The life of every Spartan was virtually the same as that of every other, and his gravestone bore only his name. The secret of success for a ninja was absolute anonymity. In fact, he went to great lengths to conceal his identity throughout his life, even at times from his fellow ninja. Spartan girls also underwent athletic training, engaging in running, jumping, and throwing the discus and javelin. The training of girls was instituted not to develop female soldiers, but so they might become brave and strong women, um, productive of vigorous, healthy offspring, much as the Nazi Herrenvolk. Girls in ninja clans were also thoroughly trained, not so much to spawn healthy ninja boys as to fill vital roles as kunoichi, female ninja agents. The Spartans deliberately set up their self-imposed despotism, a strict form of socialism which robbed the individual of all freedom and initiative and wiped out the beneficent influences of family life. The ninja also purposefully organized their Spartan way of life. And although it took away their freedom as well, it did not deprive them of initiative. In fact, initiative was especially nourished because when a ninja left on a secret mission, he was pretty much on his own, and often only his quick wit kept him alive in times of danger. The ninjas, as well as the Spartans' way of life, have continued to appeal to man down through the ages. The story of Sparta, of course, is well known, but because the incredible ninja are virtually unknown outside Japan, I have undertaken to set down something of their life and times in the fond hope that their story will also prove of interest to people in other parts of the world. Andrew Adams. So this was written in 1970, and at the time, the concept of ninja were not well known in the United States or other places. So isn't that interesting how times have changed? Because now everybody's like, ooh, I want to be a ninja. This is the map of where the ninja areas were located. It says the pulse of ninjutsu raced through central Japan, outlined at right and detailed below during 4 centuries of 1590. Or during four centuries of the country's greatest civil strife and turmoil from 1192 to 1590. While warlords vied for control of the nation, black-garbed ninja penetrated the country with such advanced espionage techniques as to squeeze the most iron-bound of foes. And until the unification of Japan by Hideyoshi Toyotomi in 1590, this rare breed of skilled saboteurs darted from castle towers to marshy waterways throughout Iga and Koga provinces, creating as much havoc as necessary to effect their lord's aims. And then there's a giant map. You might want to find this book, and read along yourselves, or it might be a good add to your own private collection. Very cool book.